Buying a home is probably the biggest investment that many people will ever make. It is also a very exciting time because it is the start of many new memories. But just imagine, a couple of months after moving in, you realize there's a serious damp problem, an expensive roof leak, or structural damage to your new property that can now possibly cost you hundreds of thousands of rands to repair. Well, we met up with Marisha Robers from Gauteng Home Inspections to get some insight into the importance of having a professional home inspection done when you do decide to buy a property.
My role as a home inspector is to ensure that the buyer is protected. The potential home buyer will be seeing memories that they're going to make with their family. Birthday parties, Christmas parties. The gardener of the couple will start laying out the garden. The husband will see himself kicking a ball with his son. They will probably miss the damp and the cracks that the seller has just painted over recently. They might not notice that the sprockets, the exposed roof timber, is starting to rot. They will not be looking at the money that the property could potentially cost them. And it is very important for me to ensure that my clients know what defects are in the house and what it is going to cost them to repair a roof. Is it a 5,000 Rand problem or is it a 500,000 Rand problem? There is a huge difference between doing maintenance and having to replace something. And that is why it's important for potential buyers to know what they are buying.
Marisha took us through a home that is currently on the market, which from the onset looked like a lovely family home and only required a lick of paint and some tender loving care. But as Marisha did her inspection on the property, it became apparent that there was much more damage than meets the eye.
This is a defect that I noticed immediately. At the bottom here, damp has been patched. It is very clear by the difference in color and also the difference in the plaster texture. The problem is that if it was not done by a professional company who issues a 10-year guarantee, the damp will probably be back in a year or two. When you view a property, it's very important to look up as well. If you look at the edge of that roof, you will see that there is a roof tile missing, and the barge board, the piece that's on the edge of the roof, has bent and it's pulling loose. So that is a potential roof leak waiting to happen. From the texture around this crack, it's very clear that this crack has been patched numerous times, but it keeps on appearing. Now this whole section has been added on. And how do I know that, and what does this crack show me? When you add on a wall to an existing wall, people normally tie the walls in like that, or in this case straight like that. Now that is the wrong way to do it, because you've got an old brick wall which is dry and has settled, and now you're tying in a new brick wall which hasn't settled yet, and you've got movement on the new brick wall, and that is why this crack is forming. You need to create a movement joint here, fill it with acrylic silicone, which will then allow the movement to happen. Otherwise, this crack is going to appear time and again.
On completion of her inspection, Marisha concluded that the repair work to this property could run as high as 300,000 Rand. Now, if someone had bought this property without this professional knowledge, they might have risked paying 300,000 Rand too much for the property.
There is nobody who protects the home buyer. The Consumer Protection Act does not protect you if you buy an old house. It only is applicable if you buy a new house. The estate agent does not look after the buyer, they look after the seller who is paying their commission. The bank, they are the money lender. The insurance company have a lot of fine print which you must read. So as a home buyer, nobody is looking after you. You have to look out for yourself. And that is where I believe I fit in.
A home inspection should be carried out by a certified property inspector. This person will give you a thorough report of the property's condition, from the roof to the inside of the roof, the walls, plumbing, electrics, boundary walls, and any outbuildings.
Now here is a tip for potential home buyers. When I do an inspection for you, you share my report with the agent and the seller, because by law, the agent and the seller must now disclose all of these defects that I have pointed out to potential buyers. And that means that they will not get a better offer than what you are offering them.
The outcome of a property inspection report does not always mean that you have to walk away from the property. What it simply means is that you, as the home buyer, are now in a better position to negotiate with the seller to either get the asking price reduced or make it a condition on the offer to purchase that the seller first fixes the problem items on the report before the sale can go through.
When I do my inspection, I don't only point out the defects, I also give my clients guidance on maintenance. In other words, I tell them these window frames need to be painted in the next year, and then every 5 years, every 3 years. I also tell them what products to use and what products not to use to repair cracks. There are 15 different types of cracks, and you do not use the same product to repair all 15. That is when you start patching, and the problem is going to keep on appearing. So to have that benefit, to know what maintenance is due and when, is a big advantage before you buy a property.
There's an old saying that says, "Don't be penny wise and pound foolish." Translated into simple English, it means don't cut corners that could cost you dearly later. So if you are going to make a huge investment like buying a home, is it not worth spending a few rand up front for peace of mind of knowing exactly what you are buying?